The feeling to willingly move crowds is so thrilling. Even Prince Charles is willing to pay shillings.
Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of Songs in the Key of G with your host, me, Mark G. Tonight we're going to talk about my favorite song of all time. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, I could never pick a favorite song. And I listen to a lot of music in a lot of genres. And I can honestly say that Pete Rock and C.L. Smooth's 1992 release, They Reminisce Over You, a.k.a. T.R.O.Y, from the immortal classic Mecca and the Soul Brother, is my all-time favorite song. I think the appeal of this song is that it's so relatable. It touches on themes of family and friendship, and really focuses on what I believe are the most important things in life, the relationships that you have with people, and the legacies we leave behind us. When I first saw the video on Yo MTV Raps, I was really struck by how different it was. And I really believe that if it's your first time ever hearing this song, you should watch the video, because the connection between the song and the video are so incredible. It was so different at the time. At the time, everybody was trying to prove how gangster they were or how rich they were. This was a montage of family photographs and a description of people that they love. It was also a way for two friends to express their profound sadness over a friend that they had recently lost. Pete Rock's beat was beautiful. We'll talk more about that. And C.L. Smooth's lyrics were honest and loving. And together, they combined to make an immortal hip-hop classic. And again, my favorite song of all time. Now, Pete Rock from Money Earning Mount Vernon, New York, lived down the street from his cousin, Heavy D, of Heavy D and the Boys. Now, Heavy D and the Boys consisted of, obviously, Heavy D, DJ Eddie F., DJ, producer, manager extraordinaire, DJ Eddie F., and also dancers, G Wiz and Trouble T.R.O.Y. Trouble T.R.O.Y. was also a good friend of Pete Rock. Pete considered him, not only a friend, but a sort of a mentor. And I guess, a lot of people in the neighborhood felt that way about T.R.O.Y. C.L. Smooth from New Rochelle, New York, was a one-time rival of T.R.O.Y. And he tells the story of them meeting and actually fighting. But eventually, T.R.O.Y. and CL became very, very good friends. Heavy D and the Boys were on tour, and they had just finished a show in Indianapolis, Indiana. They were leaving the venue with members of Salt and Peppa and Kid and Play's entourage, and they were walking down a ramp that led from backstage. And they were messing around like young kids do. These guys were in their early 20s and having a lot of fun on the road. And they were walking down a ramp. And one of the guys they were with took a rolling trash bin and kind of let it go down the ramp, just playing around. And it headed towards the guys, and T.R.O.Y. went to jump out of the way and jumped up on kind of an elevated divider to what he thought was just kind of equal ground on the other side. He lost his balance and fell, and it turns out he was like 15 or 20 feet up in the air, and eventually, he died. Now, I consider this to be a perfect hip-hop song. It is the perfect marriage of an amazing beat. Many think it's the greatest beat ever created, and I think I'm there with them. I think it's my favorite beat ever created. But it's also coupled with the most heartfelt and real lyrics of any song I had heard to that point. Like I said, it came out in 92, and that was a kind of a time where everybody was trying to show how tough they were, and this was a song and a video that was the exact opposite of that. Pete Rock's complete mastery of the SP1200 is so completely evident from the time you press play. It starts in a kind of a weird, unorthodox way with this really great intro from this sample from the beginning of the Ends song, When She Made Me Promise, and it really sets the tone. Now, the drums are chops from James Brown's I'm Black and I'm Proud, and the main sample pieces consist of two samples, the bass line and the horn, the iconic horn from Tom Scott's song Today. I once heard Talib Kweli say, and I completely agree with him, he said, if aliens came down and asked us about sampling and what was the perfect flip, T.R.O.Y would be the answer to that question. Now, the lyrics consisted of a combination of rhymes that CL already had in his notebook and obviously additional lyrics and references relating to T.R.O.Y. Obviously, the acronym spelling out T.R.O.Y. For the title of the song, They Reminisce Over You. I reminisce for a spell, or shall I say think back 22 years ago to keep it on track. A birth of a child on the 8th of October, a toast, but my granddaddy came sober. Count all the fingers and the toes, now I suppose you hope the little black boy grows. 18 years younger than my mama, but I rarely got beatings because the girl loved drama. In single parenthood, there I stood. By the time she was 21, had another one. This one's a girl. Let's name her Pam. Same father as the first, but you don't give a damn. Irresponsible, plain not thinking. Papa said chill, but the brother keep winking. Still he won't down you or tear out your hide. On your side while the baby maker slide. But mama got wise to the game. The youngest of 5 kids, hun, here it is. After 10 years without no spouse, mama's getting married in the house. Listen, positive over negative. For the woman, the master. Mother Queen's rise in the chapter. Deja vu, tell you what I'm gonna do when they reminisce over you, my God. And the rest of the verses are just, filled with beautiful imagery of family and loved ones just like that. Took me from a boy to a man, so I always had a father when my biological didn't bother. That landed on a lot of people, including myself. I really felt like I did, get a glimpse into how CL felt about his family and his friend. How did you and I meet in front of Big Lou's fighting in the street? But only you saw what took many time to see. I dedicate this to you for believing in me. Rain or shine, yes in any weather. My grandma Pam holds the family together. My Uncle Doc's the greatest, better yet the latest. If we're talking about a car, Uncle Sterling got the latest. I strive to be live because I got no choice and run my own business like my Aunt Joyce. So beautiful. 31 years after its release, this song continues to inspire, soothe, and resonate with me. While working on this video, I asked myself, why is this so? And I came to this conclusion. The beautiful descriptions of the generations of his family provides a listener of any generation with something to identify with. And as I age and my perspective on life changes, so do the aspects of the song that I identify with. When I was young, I identified with the young guy talking about the older generations of his family. Now I feel like the old guy kicking facts to the younger generation. But the fact is, it's just a beautiful song. And it makes me think about the eventual time when I become just another picture in a photo montage or a story about a guy who used to be here and now isn't anymore. And it makes me think about what kind of legacy I leave and makes me want to leave a good one. So those are my thoughts on the immortal classic from Pete Rock and CL Smooth, They Reminisce Over You. So this is Mark G, as always, saying be good to each other. We need a little bit more of that in the world. And until next time, peace.
To all the real MCs, if you love hip hop, to all the real MCs, if you love hip hop, to all the real MCs, come on. If you love hip hop, to all the real MCs.